YouTube. Scratch here. I'm going to do a review of these Kuryakyn Sound of Chrome speakers I bought for my bike. And I'm going to be a little bit tough on them, but keep in mind, overall, I've usually been highly satisfied with Kuryakyn products. One of the biggest complaints I have about these speakers is that for the price, and I looked around several places before I bought these because I tried to find a vendor who had them set up that I could listen to them before I bought them. The closest I could get to that was a review I saw on YouTube, which was, the guy was comparing 3 different brands of speakers from 3 different companies, and you just probably can't simulate the actual sound coming over YouTube. I'm going to try a little bit here later on in the video. But so, you know, for 400 bucks, I think vendors who sell these, they should have been equipped with some kind of a setup from Kuryakyn where they could actually turn them on and, you know, let a buyer hear them. But having said that, overall they're not bad. But I'm a connoisseur of music, and I like to hear rock and roll. I kind of like to feel it a little bit too, and you're just not going to get that with these kind of speakers. I find that my bike's equipped with an exhaust, so that cancels out a bit, and I also wear a helmet, so that cancels out a bit. And having said that, on regular, you know, speeds up to 50 miles an hour, I hear them pretty well. Once you get on the freeway on my bike, and keep in mind all bikes are different, I've got a pretty good windscreen, and I'm often traveling about 75 to 90 miles an hour. You're not going to hear much. You do hear them, but you're not going to hear them that much. But now if you're cruising around the neighborhood or taking a ride through the country 40, 50 miles an hour, you're probably not going to be too disappointed with what these will do. So I would say they're a little bit tinny. They don't produce much bass. Mine are behind the windshield, so that helps too. If your bike doesn't have a windshield, I think you're going to lose some of the sound quality without that backstop for them to bounce off of. They are ribbed in the back, so I think they're designed to work that way. On a smaller motorcycle, probably, you know, a 250 or a small scooter, these things would be perfect. I think they really would. And if your bike doesn't have an exhaust, aftermarket exhaust, you're probably going to hear them even better. And if you don't wear a helmet, you're probably going to hear them even better. But I always wear a helmet, so I'm losing a percentage of what these are actually doing. They come in black. I think the way they work is the amplifier is built into the speaker. Each speaker has, I think, a 50 watt amp, and they plug into my iPod Nano. I had the dealer install them, so the Yamaha dealer install them, so I can't tell you much about the wiring, but I usually, if I ever do anything electronic to my bike, I let the dealer do it, because, you know, bikes don't have the same kind of battery capacity as an automobile, and if you wire something wrong, you're going to blow fuses. And, you know, I trust that they wired these into my bike the best way possible. So having said all that, I'm going to turn them on here and let you hear them. I'm going to start the bike so you can hear them with the bike running, just at idle speed in my garage, and I'll let you hear what it sounds like. Okay, so I'm fixing to start my bike. I've got my iPod plugged in, my iPod Nano. I've got the volume set on that to full, and I'm gonna turn these speakers up to about 80%. Just because, if you know speakers, 75 or 80% of your volume is probably going to give you the best quality sound, and that's where these are at. So here we go. Love you, Ozzy. Just got to throw that in. So there you have it. Riding around the neighborhood or pulling up to stoplights or that sort of thing. You're going to sound pretty good, but you're not going to impress your neighbors in an automobile. Fortunately, usually just the sound of my bike makes people roll up their windows, but you know, it's not like some of these guys that drive down the street that listen to what I call thump thump music. You're not going to cast that impression upon your neighbors on the road. And I think some people, that's what they like to do. Personally, I like to listen to music while I'm riding, and I like to listen to good music. So overall, if I had to rate these speakers on a 1 to 5, I'd have to put them in there at 3. And now what I'm going to do for those of you who are trying to get some sound on your bike, because I've got a neighbor down the street who's got a Harley with saddlebag subwoofers, and I mean, he can start his bike up half a block from here and I can hear his music and it sounds good. So, but I'm sure he spent way more than I'm willing to spend on a sound system for my bike. But if you want good sound system on your bike while you're riding, for the same money, what I would highly suggest is a O'Neill trade helmet with the blink system in it. And you can Bluetooth your iPod into your helmet and blow your brains out. So I kind of have both. I got these speakers because I'm still not sure why. I really, you know, when I listen to the difference, if I had to do it all over again, I would have bought a spare O'Neill helmet. That's kind of what had me worried in the back of my mind. My helmet's getting to be 2 or 3 years old and it's showing some signs of wear, and I just don't know how long that little blink thing in there is going to last. So I went ahead and put the speakers on my bike just in case, but at such a point in time when my O'Neill trade helmet wears out or gives out, I'll buy another one. And if I buy another bike, unless it's equipped with a sound system when I buy it, that'll be the way I go down the road. With that helmet, I can hear tunes at any speed, and I can hear them really well. It's like wearing a pair of headphones, if you know that quality. So, but if you don't like to ride with a helmet and you want to have some of that cool factor on your bike, there's nothing wrong at all with these Kuryakyn Soundachrome speakers. I'm just giving you the upside and the downside, and I hope this helps some of you guys out there who are contemplating putting a sound system on your bike. If you want to hear good sound, pipe it in through your helmet. It would be my recommendation. Yeah, well, let me change that. If you want to hear high quality sound, pipe it in through your helmet. I mean, I'm not saying these Kuryakyns aren't pretty good sound, but it's kind of like having, to me, in the old days when you had an automobile that just had an AM radio versus when FM started coming in and they started putting 4 to 6 speakers in a car. And again, what I'm saying here is you can do that to a bike if you spend a lot of money, but you just have to think about what your goals are. And so I hope this helps some of you guys out there who are contemplating, what's the best way for me to put sound on my bike? What do I want? And what's going to work best for me? Anyway, have a good day.